Hi, Aoife. How are you
Hello.
today?
I am great. How are you, Veronique?
I'm good. I'm so happy to talk to you. So, for the one who don't know, Aoife is my BFF from the Sound Healer Academy. We did our training together. We're certified sound healers from the
Absolutely.
best, school in
Absolutely.
America, the Harvard
Yes.
of Sound Healer.
100%.
Yeah, and we just finished our Reiki Master training together also with our dear mentor Shehera in Los
Yep.
Angeles,
Yep.
where we spent 3 fabulous days.
Oh, that is an understatement. They were transformational, life-changing,
It
absolutely
was
epic days. Absolutely.
unbelievable,
hmm
unbelievable. And people say, your life is going to change when you're Reiki Master. My life already changed a lot. I don't know for you, but stuff already started happening, like crazy
Wow.
stuff. So I
So,
love it.
yeah. And it's just mind-blowing with the intention. Once you have your intention, once you are totally committed, you can't hold back. You can't slow it down. Timelines are totally compressed, and off you go. It's just incredible. So I'm excited to talk all about it.
Yes, I like what you said about timeline is getting compressed. Definitely, yeah. Something else I really like, and I always use it now, something that Shehera said during our training,
Yep.
not on my timeline.
Absolutely. Yep.
Not on my timeline. No, thank you. Not gonna happen.
Yeah. Do you think I can say that to the tax man as well? Not on my
Yes.
timeline.
No, no, I don't want to pay my taxes this year. Not on my timeline.
We'll
That
get
didn't
round
work.
there.
All right, so let's talk a bit about you. So you're from Ireland
Yes.
and you live in Las Vegas right now.
I am. So I had a bit of a wandering life up until this point. So
Uh-huh.
I grew up in Northern Ireland. Um, and when I was just turned 18, I went to England to study fashion at art college. And then I was based in London, had an amazing career working
Yeah,
within the fashion industry. I traveled all over the world. I worked in Southeast Asia and then ended up moving to Dubai, um, supposed to be for 2 years, and ended up being there for 15 years.
God, wow.
Yes, and just lived this, totally blessed, totally incredible lifestyle, but everything was 150 miles an hour. When I was in London, I was practically living out of a suitcase. I probably was traveling internationally 3 weeks out of 4. So it was just busy, 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 and, on paper, super successful, and I loved it, and as a, 20 something, 30 something, it was just,
The
you're
dream.
living the dream. Yeah,
The
exactly.
dream. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I ended up in Dubai, and that's where I met my now husband,
Mhm.
um, who is American, and that's, basically how we ended up here.
Yeah.
In Las Vegas.
Your story reminded me a little bit of mine because I also moved to England for my career. I had a fabulous career. I loved it. I worked for an airline for 4 years. I worked for Air France in London. So I traveled also a lot. Went to Dubai several times. I love Dubai. So sometimes, when you talk about Dubai and, your career in London, remind me a little bit of me. So you work in Dubai in fashion. Then you move here with your husband. You have to move back. How did you come to Sun Healing?
Oh,
What
yeah,
happened?
good question. So, I actually, came to sound healing as a lot of people, I think, get to a certain point in their life when they have worked in head office or they've worked in a corporate job or they've worked in that world and everything is structure and everything is, regimented. And in 2018, the retail landscape, like everything in the world now, has changed dramatically. And I basically found myself in 2018 burnt out. I was exhausted. I wanted to find a retreat in Dubai that I could recharge my batteries. And at that time, there wasn't anything that existed. So, I didn't want to.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. There was no retreat in Dubai in 2018 for people
No,
who want just to
no,
meditate or
no, 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 no.
still weird. I thought it would be really
I
like
know. Yeah. So,
in over there. Yeah.
so there were yoga studios. Like when I first moved to Dubai, there was literally one Bikram yoga studio, um, and and that was it. Um, and obviously, things mushroomed and everything went away, but it wasn't as anything as tuned in as California or LA or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was very much people, and still the mindset would have been that wellness was something that you did for free. So it was, yeah, it was basically very much behind the curve as to what was happening in North America. People that practiced yoga or that were into wellness were probably more historically Southeast Asian, a lot of, because of, you would have a lot of Indian people that moved over to Dubai and worked there. So they seem to be a lot more in tune with that from a cultural perspective, as opposed to, walking around with your Stanley Cup and Lululemon leggings. Um,
Actually,
I
that's why I'm a bit surprised that there's a lot of Indian community in Dubai. How come there was no like ashram or anywhere to have a retreat over there? Maybe they don't
so
have the right to do it.
yeah, it was sorry, I was looking for the Stanley Cup and the Lululemon leggings.
Okay. Not the
I
real one.
come on, I was in Dubai for 15 years. I wanted a bougie retreat. I
The
didn't
bougie
necessarily.
one. Not the one you're gonna eat rice and water for 10 days?
No, 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 no.
Okay, gotcha.
So I decided to create it, and
Mm,
I looked for some space, and I engaged in the most incredible um, chefs that would do cooking demonstrations on how to do life hacks and allow people that were in my situation and living this 150 mile an hour lifestyle, how they could meal prep and how they could just get a bit more balance into their lives, and basically help people achieve what I couldn't achieve, or what resulted in me getting to a burnt out state. um, so we had a gorgeous chef to do cooking demonstrations, and an incredible yoga instructor, and meditation. And that's when I met with my very first sound healing teacher, mentor. And I learned how to do sound healing.
hmm,
And but I was still in the mindset of, the retreats and the package that we're offering, and, that bigger piece, as opposed to this is how it's going to impact me, and this is how I am going to change people's lives,
mm,
me personally. Because
yeah.
I think at that stage I was like, oh well, I'm not bendy enough to be a yoga instructor, and I'm not experienced enough to be a sound healer, and I'm not a chef, but I can connect the dots. But it was definitely sound healing that resonated most with me. And I did my first sound healers training, and then I went back and did, the next levels and the next levels and the next levels. And then COVID hit.
Yeah. Forgot about that little nugget. Yeah,
Oh,
COVID. Of course.
darn it.
Yes. Yes.
So we couldn't have any retreats, in-person retreats. So Soul Tonic 1.0 kind of got, parked. And then it was like right concept, wrong time. Just the
Timing.
universe
Yeah.
wasn't, ready, or that wasn't the path that I was supposed to be on at that time.
Hmm.
So then, like I said, I met my husband. He was, super involved in the soul tonic thing, and he's like, "Oh, that's your passion and everything." And when we moved to the States, he was like, that's when you're talking about it, that's when you're at your most alive, and it could be your opportunity to kind of dust it off. reinvent Sultanic 2.0 and see where that goes.
What a good
But
husband.
my husband is
Supportive.
amazing. I
Yeah.
didn't get married until I
That's
was in my
awesome.
40s, and I waited, and I found a good one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. For good
So,
reasons. Mhm.
um, so then our gorgeous light Susie Shefflin, I have been following Susie since I was in Dubai, and just miraculously, I don't even know where I saw the link to the Sound Healers Academy. I don't even know where how I ended up, but I was on a call, a connection call, and that was it. And then
How was the difference between the first training you took in Dubai and the one we did with Susie?
uh, chalk and cheese, chalk and cheese. So, Susie's is very much geared towards sculpting a business and literally from your inner core and your own practice and your own embodiment and your connection with self. Your all of that, right the way through to starting a business, nearly writing your business plan, marketing yourself, all of the things and everything else in between. Whereas my original training was, these are s- more Tibetan bowls as opposed to the crystal bowls. But it was like, okay, this is how you play these together, or what areas of the body they would sit on, or whatever. So it wasn't, nowhere near as comprehensive as Susie's program. And my God, well, the two of us were doing it together.
Yeah.
It is fully immersive. It is you can't have anything else that's going on.
You're ready to
Um,
work right away. That's the thing I like with her.
mhm,
When you start the training with her, you know you're going to be ready to have your own company, your own business
yep,
right away.
yep.
All that.
Um, And, what I love about it is that it's not just the master classes, but you've got the office hours so you can, really ask questions and learn from the other mentors and learn from your other, classmates. My God, Veronique, I learned more from you as well, just bantering off, and bouncing off ideas, and all of that connection is just invaluable. It's that community is
It's true.
so important. And, there's a saying that if you surround yourself with people that, they'll either lift you up. And one of my dear friends from school, she loves to say, cream rises to the top. And I'm like, okay, I will be
Yeah.
cream, no
Oh, yeah.
problem. So, yeah,
It's like, yeah, like you said, Emily, we did the training together
yeah,
and she created that academy for corporate sound leader
yeah.
and like did the training with her. So, and we all started together. So yeah, we're learning from each other. I really like that.
Yep. And, there are some of us that have different strengths, and some of us got, really into different things. So obviously, the alchemy bowls, I loved the music
Yeah.
theory and I love the alchemy side of things, and I love that. So that's where the direction that I headed off into. Emily, she is like a corporate genius.
I
She
know.
is so, on it. Um, so everybody has their kind of expertise. And what I absolutely love about this community is that everybody is supportive of one another and
Yeah.
we build each other up, and any way that we can, help, support, guide, grow, encourage, all of the things. And it's not a resentment, and it's not a competition, and it's not anything, because we have
No competition. Yes.
no,
No, I like that. No. And there's enough for everybody. That's what I
and
like also.
absolutely,
There is
because
enough for everybody.
we
So
understand that it's important, and the impact that this can make on people's lives. So that's the beauty of it. It's, one candle doesn't, throw a strop because another candle gets lit in on the same dining table.
we are candles.
And we are beautiful candles. We're resonant candles. So that's the thing. But the more we light up, the bigger the light, the more connection we can raise the consciousness, and we can really make a
Yeah.
difference. So,
And for people who Well, just listening, but not watching right now. So behind her is a beautiful collection of crystal tone bowls that
Mhm.
she sells, and it's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Mhm.
I just love the background. We can see from here. Love it.
It's also a sales pitch, Veronique, so if there's any of these beauties that you would like to get.
Of course. Yeah, you know me. It's like a disease now. If I could buy a bowl every day, I will.
Well, nobody warns you that, you
No,
buy 1 bowl and actually that turns into 10 before you could
10,
even
20.
blink.
Yeah. When am I going to win at the lottery so I can buy all of them?
Yeah, yeah.
Big super grade. That's my
Mhm.
dream. One
Oh,
day.
this one is a super grade, this one.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Mhm, yeah.
Perfect. So
Anyway.
yeah, I always told you, when you do when we do meeting and stuff like that, and you play beautifully, I always tell you, oh, I wish I could be in one of your sound off. One day I will. One day I will. You're not that far away.
Mhm,
Las Vegas is not far. So
absolutely.
for people who have never had a sound bath, never had maybe like a Reiki infused sound bath,
Mhm,
how would you describe the experience? I mean, I know it's different for everybody, but for people
mhm.
who don't know anything about sound healing,
So,
at your sound bath in particular, of course.
we have, in Las Vegas, I'm building the in-person experiences. So I've been collaborating with Yoga Six Studios, and we've put together different types of offerings. So for some people, the idea of lying down for the best part of an hour can be, and just not doing anything, can be quite daunting. Um, so a very gorgeous friend of mine, Tulsala, she was my first yoga instructor that I met here in Las Vegas, and she is literally sunshine in a human. If you could just bottle sunshine, Tulsala is that. And we have launched. It's called Frequency and Flow, so we do a 60-minute session. We Tulsala will guide us through 7 postures, which will open the chakras. For those of you that don't understand what chakras are, or don't know what chakras are, they are the any energy points within our body. Um, so the reset is we promote people feeling more grounded and more secure. We open our heart and expand our heart, so we feel more self love, even right the way up to our consciousness, and we really do a full body wash for your nervous system. And while she is guiding through those postures, I am playing alchemy bowls that are tuned to those same energy points. Um, and then we have a 30-minute, 25-minute, 30-minute sound bath at the end. So there's movement and then there's also sound. And then we have clients that don't want to do any yoga. They just want to lie there, which is absolutely fine. So I'm also doing a Sunday reset, which is just purely sound. Now I do introduce Reiki into the space as well, and it just adds that extra salt and pepper into the mix. It's just Reiki energy is so beautiful. Obviously, it is absolutely up to those who are offered the Reiki energy. And for those of you that have never experienced Reiki, um, it is like, how would we describe it? If
I don't know if we can describe it actually. It's so recently I've been giving Reiki to people, to family and friends, and every time it's a different. My last experience was with a friend, and she told me she couldn't feel anything from the bottom up,
Mhm.
down. So she felt my hands that I did like hand placement on her body, legs, and not legs, sorry, hands and face and the chest. After that, nothing. She said she didn't feel. I'm like, oh, maybe you were sleeping. She said, no, I was aware of your presence, but I couldn't feel anything.
Well,
So,
maybe her root and everything was already open, and it was just all of
so
the block was up
I don't
and it
know. I
stopped
I
that.
thought it was bad, but I asked Shahara, and for people who don't know, Shahara is the mentor trainer for Reiki Master, and sorry, and she told me actually she think that she dissociated from her body because she really trusted me for
Mm.
healing. So her mind just went away because she really trusted me. I'm like, oh, that's good. So she said, yeah, she received all the healing that she needed because she
Mhm,
just was so relaxed that
mhm.
she couldn't. I'm like, girl, did you feel my hand on your feet?
Wow,
My hand was burning hot. It was on your feet.
wow.
So yeah. So any
Yeah.
feedback you got from clients, from people who come to your sound bath after the sound bath? Any like crazy feedback, for instance? Something like
Um,
happened?
so it's funny because some people that they come and um I can literally, when you're facilitating a sound bath, you can see those that are like, practically snoring and there's not a movement and you can see with people's breath that they, really drop into a state and you can see the way that they breathe.
Yeah.
And then you can see others that physically look as if they're in pain, like they might be like twitching their hands
Yeah.
or they're kicking their feet or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you can read how the frequency is interacting with people as they are lying there having their sound bath. And it's the same instruments, it's the same sequence, it's in the same room, and some people are unconscious and other people are dancing around like they are, you know, at a rave.
Yeah.
Mm,
Someone told me once she was fighting it because when I started playing, she was like, "Oh my god, what is this?" She's like, she didn't like. She thought she was getting not assaulted, but she couldn't take the vibration. And
mhm,
then she was like, "No, you need to relax. You need to relax." And she told me at the end, it was beautiful. I was
mhm.
like, "Oh my god, I didn't know all of that was going on."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But and I'm sure you're the same, but sometimes I find that if I use a gong, for example, or a wave drum or something like that, it can really get an aggravated response. So you need to be super reactive and keep an eye on what you're doing. I suppose it's like breath work as well. You can't just willy-nilly, deliver a breathwork exercise if, you haven't been trained in how to handle people and how to handle people's nervous systems, because at the end of the day, that's what we're
Big,
doing.
big
And
responsibilities, right?
it is a massive responsibility, and I think that that's why, I, love that some people are want to play, bowls intuitively, and they want to, work themselves on with their instruments. But if you are putting yourself out there as a professional and you are selling tickets, to an event, or you're hosting, a sound bath at a studio, for example, you need to be, professionally trained. And it's like, "Oh, well, I've gone to a yoga class, so therefore I'm a yoga instructor." You know? It's not the same thing. I think that definitely advice for other people who want to become for professional sound healing is you need to get professionally
Yeah.
trained.
I went on Reddit a few days ago to check, about sound healing around my house. And there was a lot of people saying, "Oh my god, when a sound bath, there was just like not harmonized
Yeah.
playing you whatever." And the people were saying, I wish those people would be musically trained. And I'm like, yeah, at least a little, come on, at least a little bit. You're not gonna play, that note with another note. And that
Mhm.
they don't go together with haunting or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
oh
with the even if you go back into, sound healing history, with the church band, um, they banned certain note combinations because they called it a devil's pitch.
yeah,
So, even then they knew that it was nasty and people's bodies reacted negatively to it, and so they actually went ahead and banned it. But if you're just there with your you could inadvertently recreate that, and it's not great for your nervous system. People are coming to us for healing. People are coming to us to relax, and if they're literally lying there going, "Ah, oh my god, that's so awful," then we've totally failed.
no. A
Mm.
crazy feedback I had from one of my friends. She never had a sound bath before. It was the first time. She told me that when she was having the sound bath, she felt like she was removing from her feet um old like old shoes. So she told me during the sun bath, she had the feeling that she was removing all clogs. Is that the word? Clogs,
Mhm,
yeah, from her
mhm,
feet.
mhm.
And it felt like, some history was moving. I think it was all energy she was
Wow.
carrying for years. And now she told me her life completely changed. She's a musician. Like her life completely changed. For one sun bath, one.
It's
Girl,
just
you need more.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's
Oh,
crazy.
that is
Unbelievable.
crazy. Yeah,
So we know your husband is really supportive of you. What
yeah.
about the rest of your family? What do they think about your Reiki mastering thing? The witchery.
So so my mum is 80 years of age,
Hmm.
and she lives in Ireland. And, uh, still to this day, she hasn't downloaded YouTube, so I can't share with her an actual sound bath. But, when I with the little clips that I can send her, she loves them. But I've got, s I just love this story. So my mum, has type 2 diabetes and the complications that come with type 2 diabetes, one of which is, heart, failure. And with heart failure, her heart is weakened, so pumping the blood, around her body and, getting the fluids out from around her body, can be a challenge. So, about a year ago, she, was having such just this buildup. The fluid basically didn't have anywhere else to go, and it just started welting out through her legs, and she had these huge big blisters, and the blisters uh, it was to the point that, the district nurses were coming to her house, every second day and changing her bandages, and they were trying to get rid of these huge big blisters and welts that were on her legs, and they were getting infected, and it was both of her legs literally were just a hot mess of, weeping, blisters, basically.
That
Um,
sounds very serious. Yeah.
so serious and so painful, and God love her, she had, when they would come and scrape the wounds and everything, oh, Jesus, it just sounded awful. So I said to her, "Look, can I send you distance Reiki?" And my mom was like, "Reiki? You want to rake me?" As in like a garden rake, and I was like,
Yeah, I know.
you know,
What is that?
in a Northern Irish accent, it doesn't sound very good. So
You want to wreck me?
So I started with sending her distance Reiki. And for those that haven't um, experienced Reiki or they don't know the steps, so when you do Reiki 1, you are basically entering into a practice of giving yourself Reiki and working within yourself. Then when you do your Reiki 2, that is giving Reiki to other people, and you can give it in distance. You don't have to be in the same room. You don't have to be hands-on. Um, I think this was a bit difficult for my mum to kind of wrap her head around.
Of course.
And then obviously, now that we are Reiki masters, we are even more attuned, and, it's like we're driving our, Ferrari as opposed to a Ford Fiesta.
Oh, yeah.
So
Upgrade.
yeah. So I, asked mum if I could, send her Reiki. So every day I'm doing my practice, I'm sending her Reiki, I'm visualizing that, I'm pumping by her heart, and I'm getting rid of fluid and whatever. Literally, the nurses came to change her bandages, and they undid her bandages on her legs, expecting this hot mess of, fluid, and they were bone dry.
After how long that you were doing Reiki?
Mm, a couple of days.
Jeez.
So she
Sometimes it's magic. I know.
she had been, having her bandages, I would say, like, months and months and months this had gone on,
Okay.
and, doctors were looking at them. So
Yeah.
basically, the doctors had been coming, the nurses had been coming months and months and months, and then, a couple of Reiki sessions, distant Reiki sessions, and her legs were as dry as a bone.
What did she say?
So she has then you know, she's my mum, and she's been sent to the doctors. Well, it took my daughter in America to fix my legs. You couldn't do it, but my daughter, she just raked me, and it's done and dusted.
Correctly?
She just raked me, and her
Oh, hilarious.
her one of her best friends is a heart surgeon. So he came down, I think they play bridge together or whatever, and he came down and she's like, "Did you see my legs? Look, my daughter in America, she raked me and she fixed me." So,
Correctly.
uh,
I
yeah,
love that.
yeah. So she is a number one fan.
Yeah.
She's all about it. Yeah. So out of all the people, an 80-year-old in living in Ireland was the last person that I think I thought was going to be an advocate for everything.
I know. I mean, my family is pretty into this. They always been into things like that. Right now, I'm doing session with one of my cousins. She's sick. She has like something with her muscles. And our last session, she told me that she was like, "Did you work on my chest?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, you had a thyroid issue before, so I was thinking about your chest." And she's like, "Yeah, because I felt like I had like a square on my chest, and I got electricity."
Wow.
I was like, "Are you serious?" Even me, I'm doing it, but I still cannot believe it.
I know, but when we get that feedback, it's just crazy, isn't it?
She said,
Hmm.
"I got this like a square of electricity coming." And I'm like, "Okay." And she then said, "Oh, and also I saw a lot of blue and orange, like orange fire and blue light and orange fire." I'm like, "Girl, that's your throat chakra
Mm.
and your sacral."
Hmm.
So we worked on this. And because I was around her chest and throat,
Hmm.
she's so blue. I'm
Yeah,
like, this is unbelievable. So for people who still doubt, I mean, she doesn't know anything about Reiki,
yeah,
anything, nothing
yeah.
at all. And she tell me about blue colors and orange colors. So
And she
I'm like,
probably couldn't, with the colors of the chakras, she probably doesn't know the
no,
relevance for them either.
she
So,
doesn't know what it is. And
mhm.
she's in France. I'm doing that on Zoom, by the way.
Zoom is
She's
a
not even there.
Zoom is amazing. So I
I
I was
know.
doing, uh, Reiki when we were doing our Reiki Master training, and one of the other girls was, on Zoom when I'm doing so yes, there are hand placements for Reiki, but sometimes I just feel I also move my hand
Yeah.
instinctively to areas, so when I'm working on with my mum's heart, for example, I was drawn to put my hand on my own heart. But with for privacy, I will keep her name, but for this other girl,
Yeah.
I'm doing Reiki on her, and I've got my hands and in and around her heart. I think her heart needs cleared. And I'm literally like scooping and doing this, scoop for listeners. I'm scooping and throwing it to the side, scoop, throw, and continue down, coming back up to her heart, scoop, throw. And her eyes are closed. She's just lying there, relaxed. And then with the feedback, she was like, "Oh, everything I could feel you, the energy move." And then she said, "And then it felt like you were like scooping out at my heart." And that is literally
What the heck?
the yeah, that's the hand motion that I was doing. Scoop, throw, and
Felt it.
she felt it. And this girl, her own energy is so soft and so
Yeah.
gentle. So when she was giving me Reiki, it felt like I was getting literally tickled by a feather. I could just tickle, whereas I'm like a big farmer, scoop out, scoop, scoop. So, but I just love the fact that, that's how connected you can be. That is
It's
how amazing.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I remember having bits and bits, a little bit of your conversation because we were doing our own session
Hmm.
next to you. So I didn't know about that.
Hmm.
And remember when Shahara was asking me, "Do you want to do, with her online?" And I was like, I don't know, because for me, I was like, no, I don't know if it's going to work online. I don't know. But what you just said. And then when I did with my cousin, I mean,
Hmm.
no, I'm sold now. I'm completely sold.
Yeah.
So, my most of my clients are women, of course, and we're all busy. We all, I mean, I'm trying not to be burnt out anymore. I changed, I changed my career. I was in corporate like you before. It was crazy. So do you have a lot, or do you have any advice for ladies who are burnout, who are tired? Because you do also, I'm sure you do
Yeah,
private one-on-one.
yeah,
What would you
yeah,
recommend for them?
yeah. So I would give them the same advice as to what I have found works for me because I'm perimenopausal. I have
My
all the
God.
things that are going on in life. You know, you've got your business and everything like that. So life is lifing and it doesn't stop for anybody else. And it doesn't matter if it's that you're in the wellness space or if you are in, another area. It's, it still keeps firing at us with double barrels. So I start my mornings every morning with meditation. So I haven't even opened my eyes. I got my insight timer and I listen to a 15-minute meditation before I move. Um, and that just gives you the right mindset before you start your day. So with Reiki as well, if I am sending my Reiki list, that's when I will start to do it. Um, and that just sets the tone for the rest of your day. But I would definitely recommend to people that are in our situation and in our shoes, you don't have to be on all the time. You don't have to be, um, all the things all of the time. I know that I shared this with you yesterday. Yesterday, I was having not a great day, and I acknowledged that it wasn't a great day, so I ate chocolate ice cream for my breakfast and my lunch my lunch, and guess what? I added for
Yeah.
my dinner as well. 3 bowls of chocolate
Good
ice
for
cream.
you. Good for
Because
you. Oh,
yeah.
come on. Yeah.
Because that was the day that it was in it. Now I'm back at my normal diet today. I haven't had chocolate ice cream. But, um, I just acknowledged the fact I'm gonna be kind to myself today,
Yeah.
and that's
Be kind to
exactly
yourself.
yeah, I just gave myself the space to do it.
And that's good.
Um,
Yeah.
and this morning, I did my meditation, I played my bowls, I grounded myself, and today is a much better day. So, mm,
Happy to hear that. Yeah, talking about perimenopause made me think about that friend also that I give Reiki to, and she told me one of the symptoms she has is she sweats a lot.
mhm,
She's like sweat, sweat, sweat. She has to sleep with a freaking towel on because she sweats
mm,
so much. I'm like, oh my God.
well,
And she told me, so I texted her the day after. I'm like, so how did you sleep last night? And she's like, well, I sweat less and I wasn't cold. Because when she sweats, she wakes up, she's like freezing. And she said that time she was still sweating, a little bit less, but she
okay.
was warm. So I'm like, girl, you need more Reiki.
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Reiki's for you. Yeah.
um, I think that I also all of my pajamas now have buttons down the front.
Open.
I have to have the fan over my head, so I'm like, "Oh, boobs out." uh, Obviously Joe's kind of going, "Okay, well, are you trying to get some sexy times or
Yeah.
are you having a hot flash?" And I'm like, "Of course it's a hot flash. It's not gonna
Darling,
be
it's a
sexy
hot
times.
flash.
Get
you have
off
to,
me.
sometimes
Don't touch me."
you have to explain to them what it is. It's a hot flash,
Yeah.
it's not for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So except for your mom, any other big
Mhm.
transformation you witness
Ah,
with people, clients,
well,
or even friends?
well, I'm gonna talk about the transformation in myself.
Oh, yes, please. Yeah.
Yes. So, another thing with regards to Reiki and sound healing and all the things, um, a lot of people go, "Oh God," because a lot of my family are either doctors or nurses or they're in the medical profession and they think it's all a bit woo, woo woo, off we go. Um, so, I like to kind of do a lot of research and read, and a lot of research has been released. So um, I go down a rabbit hole with regards to research that's happening at the moment, and I love things like the telepathy tapes, because they'll really debunk and demystify things, which is fantastic. And a lot of research has come up over the last couple of months with regards to um, frequency and energy healing and the impact it's having on cancer cells.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so they have done a study, and currently it's just in on rats and in literal cells in petri dishes. So it's not a human study yet. So it's early stages, but they did energy healing on some cells within a laboratory. Laboratory, laboratory. A laboratory sounds like a toilet. They weren't in the toilet. So they were doing tests on these pancreatic cancer cells. And the pancreatic cancer cells, significantly slowed down in growth or stopped growing completely. And then they did the same studies on rats, and the rats that were given cancer and taken to a different lab, their tumors continued to grow. But the rats that were receiving Reiki within the lab, their cancer either slowed down or stopped growing. And they even did control samples. So they called it fakie. So people that weren't Reiki trained or Reiki masters went through the whole process of sitting beside them and doing the hand placements and all the rest of it. And you know, so they were trying to see if it was a placebo effect. And
Yeah.
basically, um, they they didn't. Nothing happened. But the rats that were even in the same lab that the energy healing was happening in saw significant reduction in the cancer cells. So
That's
basically,
unbelievable.
unbelievable. So that's all super, super exciting. And without putting a Debbie Downer on anything, but I have recently had a cancer diagnosis myself. Um, and it came with the first ultrasound measured the tumor that is on my thyroid, and it was 2.5 centimeters in length. So this happened. I got the results on Tuesday. We went to LA and did our Reiki Master training. I drove down on Thursday. We started our Reiki Master training Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So from 9 in the morning to 6, it was
Yeah. Intense.
hands on Reiki, visualizing Reiki, other people giving Reiki, 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 Reiki. And then I stayed in LA on Monday. Tuesday, came back to Las Vegas. And on Wednesday, I met my oncologist for the first time. And he remeasured the tumor, and it has shrunk from 2.5 centimeters to 2 centimeters.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And that is in
Yeah.
8 days, 9 days.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
So
People who have doubt.
uh, uh, any doubt
Yeah.
whatsoever. So I am just
Were they surprised, the doctors? Did they say anything like, what the heck? Or
so, so I went with my husband, and I'm cool as a cucumber, literally sitting, going, I have so much faith in this. This is, I doubt you're even going to find a tumor because we had so much Reiki over the
I
weekend.
don't know. It's gone.
And I'm as cool as a cucumber. And the doctor actually said to us, he was like, "Who's the patient?" And he looked at my husband and he said, "You look as if you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders."
Oh man.
And he said, "And you are just so relaxed." And I was like, "Yeah, it's all right." But I've no, it's I've given I had so much Reiki that, I
Yeah.
did. So I think, and he's quite a mature, an elderly doctor. So I don't know whether or not he has half a clue as to what I'm talking about. But there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what about now? What do you have to do now? Do you know if I'm sure you know you continue with the Reiki. We're sending you Reiki every day, of
thank you.
course.
Yes. So I have on the 4th of June, I have another appointment with the surgeon that's going to be removing the tumor. So it's my goal that it gets even smaller by the
Yeah, less work
4th.
to do for them.
Yeah, by the 4th of June. Um, this is all of this is additional and collaborative. It's not like I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to have any treatment because yay,
Yeah,
I'm going
no,
to do
don't be
my Reiki.
crazy. Yeah, no.
But this is all little steps and things that I can do
Yeah.
to
And
to
I believe in science and I believe also, in good energy
yeah,
and faith and there's a God and I believe you put that together
yeah,
and you're good to go.
absolutely. Absolutely. There is so much that we don't understand, and there is so much that we used to know that we have forgotten about.
That's true.
That I think we are so close, and I think in about another 5 years' time, science is gonna go, "Yeah, well, of course Reiki works because
Yeah.
A, B, and C." Uh,
Let's cover it with insurance.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's for us.
So
Would it be cool if you go to your appointment in June and they're like, this thing is gone?
yeah, yeah. "Are you sure
Oh
you
my
had a
God.
tumor?
Yeah.
Where is it supposed to have
Oh
been?"
my God.
Yeah, so
Well, okay. I
mhm.
think that was great conversation. Been almost an hour ago.
My goodness, time's going too fast.
I know. When we come back, don't worry, we do that again. There's so many things to talk about.
I know.
I love it. Um, I will put, of course, all the information about your website, or some bath, all the information on the show notes. If people, want to contact you, you do things online, of course. I'm sure you do Reiki, distance Reiki, sound bath one-on-one. She does everything. Contact, Aoife if you feel like she's cool and she'll be
Mad as a
dancing with
fucking
you.
marcher.
And if you're on Las Vegas, go to our sun bath, because I wish I could go. So don't hesitate to go to our sun bath. They sound fabulous. So
Right
thank
back
you.
at you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have so many things I want to do now.
Yeah. There's just not enough time in the day, especially when you're just sulking and eating bowls of ice cream.
But thank you very much, Ifa. Love
Thank you.
it.
Oh my God, I had
You have
such a
to
great
come
time.
back. It was so
Thank you
much
so much.
fun.
Yes.
And like I said, everything will be on the show notes if you want to contact you. So take care of
Okay.
yourself and,
Thank
keep
you.
us posted on anything that you have.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything will be grand. Thank you so much. Have an
Welcome.
amazing
You
day.
too.
Take care.